Well, last week we talked about the Wicked star Cynthia Erivo feeling deeply offended by fan edits of the movie poster. There were fans who were photoshopping the poster to pay homage to the original Broadway playbill, and she thought that they were trying to erase her by covering up her eyes. And now the conversation has gone through the game of telephone, where the media is trying to say that this image was created by AI. That is not true. But even if it were true, I don't see why we should give a shit. And now Cynthia Erivo has gotten ruthlessly bullied, as she should, as she fully deserves to be, by Twitter memes. First off, I want to show Ariana Grande getting asked about this controversy at a recent event. Here she gives the most media-trained answer ever.
The AI of it all. Obviously, Cynthia was upset about it. What was your reaction when you saw it?
You know, I think it's very complicated.
I hate this interviewer.
Because I find AI so conflicting and troublesome sometimes. But I think it's just kind of such a massive adjustment period, and this is something that is it's so much bigger than us, and the fans are gonna have fun and make their edits, but of course, you know,
Sometimes it goes too far.
I think so. And I have so much respect for my sister Cynthia, and I love her so much, and, you know, it's just a big adjustment period, you know?
That was as corporate of an answer as you could give. Impressive.
It's like a Miss Universe answer.
Impressive, actually.
Yeah, and like such as like so she's basically trying not to throw Cynthia Erivo under the bus for being such an idiot.
But it wasn't AI.
It wasn't AI. Even if it were AI, I don't care. And you shouldn't feel offended by it regardless. But that's not even the reason why this became a problem. Cynthia Erivo is just a narcissist who feels like she deserves to have her full face showing in the poster. And the only reason why fans edited it in the first place is because they didn't like what the studio came up with. It's not about, I mean, it's not even a compliment to the studio.
That's wrong. It wasn't even that. It was to mimic the original Broadway poster that we all know and love.
It was both. But the poster they came out with sucked.
I think, sure, you could make that argument, but to me, it was very clear. The fan edit was to make it look like the Broadway poster because the original didn't. But sure, I think I think it sucked.
That she would only say that she was getting erased because in the edited version that she posted on her Instagram story, they changed Ariana Grande's hand. They lengthened her arm to cover more of Ariana Grande's face.
To mimic the poster.
So it wasn't just about erasing
Grande.
people. It erased both of you, I guess, if that's the standard.
I don't believe for a second Cynthia knew what the original Wicked poster was. And I think she reacted just out of this exact how dare they erase a black woman's eyes? Is literally what I think happened.
Did she make it racial? I mean, I don't remember her making it racial.
Who's the us she's talking about? All of us should be. They're erasing it was a racially charged, how dare you edit me.
I didn't take it that way.
It was, and then
other people also doubled down on it, saying that those edits were racist. Not Cynthia Erivo herself, but I'm sure that's kind of what she was stoking with that post.
It was so ridiculous and I think now kudos to the Wicked marketing team, because clearly someone in that publicity department said, we're going to blame AI and say it was an AI adjustment. We're just going to pivot there. There's way too much money at stake for this movie that's going to bomb. I think after that Wicked thing went viral, there was an immediate emergency meeting at Universal to say, how do we try to pivot this? And someone came up with this AI angle, which I just learned of now. That reeks to me of damage control, trying to move it so Cynthia doesn't even have to respond. It's now become a debate about AI and now
AI.
I've seen there's people put gorillas in and done actual racist things now, so they're gonna totally move the goalposts and say, see, we told you the internet's racist and mean and I'm a victim. and it's just like the Gina Carano of it all, where I remember when all that happened, like, she was the one who was being bullied. Like, I was watching that so closely when it happened to Gina. Like, they were harassing her like crazy. Yeah. And she just reacted to, like, the harassment, and then it became, no, you're a crazy conservative jerk, bully. So I think it's gonna, but is it gonna bomb? Yes. The other thing they're not telling you, because they're being smart about it, it's part 1 of 2.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a massive cliffhanger.
The 3-hour movie, it's only part 1.
Wait. You're making me go see a 3-hour movie that doesn't even have an ending?
Well, if you've seen the Broadway show, the first act,
Shockingly enough, I haven't.
well, the Broadway show is pretty good, I will admit, and it ends on a pretty big, the song moment happens. So it there is an end, there's a part, but when you see the Broadway show, you go to pee, get a snack, and you come back and get to see it. The ending, you're gonna have to wait a whole year.
I've got
maybe more.
I've got an idea. How about you and Kino Corner go see Wicked? I'll go see Gladiator, and we'll review them together.
Review them
and,
simultaneously.
and we'll review them together.
You need to do. They're calling it Glicked.
Oh no!
You need to do the back-to-back.
Not whack.
You're never going to Barbenheimer again.
You gotta. They're
Stop
trying to make
trying.
it.
They
They're
could've
trying.
done it.
They're trying. No, they're trying. That was the whole point. They're like, we're gonna make Glicked happen, and that's what you can do.
Stop trying to make Glicked happen.
It's not
It's
a
never going to happen.
Gladiator? Do you like
I like
Weediator?
Gladiator, yeah. They could have done it with Terrifier 3 and Joker if they'd been smart.
If they'd been smart about
They've
it.
been smart. Look, there are.
But do a double feature is what I'm saying. You can get both in.
I can't do this shit.
Well, let's do a little bit of a meme
Meme
reaction, a little meme review for all of these that came out making fun of the poster. They released another one, and it's just Glinda and the witch's hands in the poster, but this person
That's a real
edited,
one? Or, I see.
that was real. And then they edited Cynthia's face as to not erase her.
Touche. That's amazing.
Fixed it.
Oh,
that's
this
epic.
one? Oh, I like it. Says Cynthia Erivo is glowing at the Academy Museum Gala. It says not them erasing her.
See, she made it worse.
Well, that's the thing. As soon as you
the
react
Streisand
that
effect.
way, it's
Yep.
the Streisand
These
effect.
people will never learn.
What an idiot.
To be fair, they did Ariana Grande super dirty in that one too.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was the Build-A-Bear workshop meme. Is your stuffing green?
Oh, jeez.
Look, they've been saying those comments about the Hulk for ages.
Well, no, and they've been asking about that since the Broadway poster, too. That's an old question.
All right, let's do
But of course, she has to now be
we
offended.
can't watch this video because we'll get copyrighted.
Cynthia
I think.
did a brand deal with Target to promote the movie.
And it says, look how she took off her glasses. Look how she took her glasses off to speak with her eyes so as not to erase her. Look, you can't sound that self-important and not expect to get memed on.
She also, I don't know why, but she shaved her head and her eyebrows. And any woman who does that is guaranteed to be super annoying.
Yeah.
And she's also a theater kid. She's got major theater kid energy mixed with Karen energy. And
You
it's the
hate
worst.
all theater kids?
It's
really?
a nuclear combination.
This one says, show her eyes, you effing monsters. Look, what do you expect? I also think that it's probably a good idea. We had that article a couple of weeks ago on how the studios are going to go into overdrive learning to protect their actors from the evil people on the internet, which means basically the actors won't have the self-control to just not look at the mean stuff that's said about them, which is kind of their job, is to go and do their work, understand that if you're going to be shown at this high of a profile, it's going to attract negative publicity as well as positive publicity. The best thing you can do is to either not read it or learn to just take it with a grain of salt.
From the conversation I've seen about this online, it appears that Broadway fans have known Cynthia Erivo is a problem for a while. That she has a habit of picking fights with people on the internet, getting selectively offended by things that fans post, and this is just the highest profile example. And maybe that means hiring a relative nobody for this huge movie wasn't a good move.
Well, I will defend the move in that she has a really good voice.
Sure.
And this movie is all about the music, which they're not really showing a lot of, but this was Idina Menzel, which we all know from Elsa Frozen. She's got a voice. And the original Wicked, Kristen Chenoweth, and Idina Menzel, they were fantastic. That's part of the reason I think it did so well. And I think Ariana's going to do a good. But yeah, I don't know enough about this girl, but I know she can sing, and I think that's why they cast her.
How do you feel about this resurgence of musicals in theaters? Musicals that are being sometimes deceptively marketed,
like Mean Girls,
to not show you that it's a musical.
I think that's unfair. I mean, I like a good movie. I unabashedly love The Greatest Showman. A lot of people make fun of me for it, but I loved it. I thought the soundtrack was great. I thought it was actually really well done. So a good movie musical, I'm all for it. I think Disney needs to go back to really embracing their annual Disney movie musical. Encanto proved there were still people who really wanted to see it.
Did you see Wish?
It was bad. It was
Yeah.
bad.
It
But again, I
was
applaud them
really
trying.
bad.
But yeah, it was a bad script. Ever since John Lasseter has left Disney, they've been faltering.
I mean, Wish literally did feel like the first time we watched a movie where it did seem like the whole thing was written by some type of chat GPT program.
Yeah.
No,
like-
it was worse than that.
Yeah.
I think it was the first time we reviewed a movie where I genuinely thought this was formulated to be actual communist propaganda.
Yeah,
And I am not one to make bombastic statements like that for no
very
reason.
reasoned argument for that.
It was really bad.
Crazy.
It was really bad.
I mean, to me, it was the, like, I joke about loving corporate slop, but I love corporate action slop as far as big blockbuster movies, mainly because I feel like that's the one time that you can get away from what they deem in Hollywood is the message, meaning the overt politicization, the identity politics. It kind of goes out the window. I still say, look at the cast of The Fast and the Furious. That's a naturally very, very diverse cast that people have loved since the year 2001. But that's not what we're talking about when we're talking about Wish corporate slop. It was like...
Wish was like the 100th anniversary, right? And it was also a cruise ship that they were trying to, I think, get in there, sneak it in with Disney Wish. But it's frustrating because I don't hate Disney like everyone else because there's a library of stuff that I really do love, and I think there was so many Renaissance years of, like, I just rewatched Coco which my wife loves, my kids love. Like, it's such a good movie.
I've heard good things about
they've
that,
done
too.
really good diverse movies.
People
they have
loved Moana.
Yeah, Moana's great. Like Wreck-It Ralph is great. Like Zootopia I really enjoyed. Like Tangled actually holds up. There's still a lot of good newer Disney stuff that I will support it. But I say it again, John Lasseter was like one of those guys who really was leading a group of people there at Pixar and Disney that were doing really amazing things.
He's
and then
over at Universal now, right?
Well, he got canceled, pushed out because he was, I guess, giving too many back rubs or something was I don't know what actually happened.
Oh my
but
goodness.
they fired him, and then Coco was like the last sort of one he did, and you can see the brand has. It's not even just a lack of creativity; it's a fear. And it's like they don't know what to do with themselves or who to hire, what to make. And I think it's incredibly sad. The ones that hit, like Inside Out 2 and other, are like Pete Docter and the people from that era, like coming back to make more. But it's sad because I can't always hate Disney because they've done good. But the recent Disney is an embarrassment. Like Mufasa, why are they making a Mufasa movie?
Yeah. I mean, well, that's because back in the day, that
why they look like a Nat Geo movie. Like, I don't want to watch emoting animals.
I said the
that.
same thing. It's like a nature documentary.
So weird.
We got a 20 from The Last of My Kind. Mimi, great big massive set of personality. Rogers, she was Mrs. Kensington from Austin Powers. Tom Cruise was probably really distracted into being the messiah of Scientology. Jake FM Twilight as charming. He's not busy, right? What?
Jake from Twilight?
From Twilight?
Jake from which one's Jake?
Are they talking about Taylor Lautner?
What's he doing?
He's not Prince Charming. Absolutely not. He doesn't have the look.
That's not his name. It's what's his name in Twilight? It's Jacob.
Jacob, yeah.
Jake. Okay, that's why I was Team Jacob and Edward. Okay.
I think I was Team Jacob, which is controversial.
Wow, good for you.
But I think
so was Taylor Swift for a period.
You know, Cynthia Erivo just saw Amanda Stenberg crashing and burning that TV show, and she was like, "Hold my beer."
Well,
she was just like, "Let me be even worse. Let me be even more annoying."
A modicum
than
of
Amanda
humility,
Stenberg.
a modicum of humility from any of these actors goes a long way.
There's
They
just
don't know how to do
none
it.
of that to be found. It is an industry that attracts exactly the opposite of that, and the lack of social media fortunately shielded us from their narcissism for a long time, and now it's on full display.
Well, it's weird because the average person doesn't know any of this stuff. This is kind of the knowledge that's disseminated to the people who are terminally online and cover it like we do, right? But it still ends up leaving bad vibes, which end up hurting a lot of these projects. But I don't think that's going to be what hurts Wicked. I think if Wicked suffers, it's going to be because it's 3 hours long and it's a musical. Do you think it's going to do well?
I think
The holiday release
it's a
helps,
holiday
right?
release. Families will go. It's a beloved musical that's actually really well. It's good.
See,
I
you
don't know.
said earlier, I thought you said it was going to be hurt. I thought this movie was going to do great because of the holiday release.
I think Gladiator 2 is surprisingly to take a big bite. When I saw the footage at CinemaCon a year or two ago,
Wait, so
it
you
looked good.
I just can't imagine those have like crossover audiences. Is
I-
anybody really being like, well, I was going to go,
People
I guess
don't-
other than me?
I mean, Barbenheimer did prove it. I don't know if Glicked's going to be a thing, but Barbenheimer did prove, yeah, you can have two completely different movies, sure. But I also just think people don't like paying for the movies these days. It's expensive to go to the damn movies. And I think a lot of dudes are going to be like, no, I'm going to see Gladiator this weekend in the couple. Now, from families, sure, they'll go see Wicked. They're not going to be able to go see Gladiator.
But 3 hours with the kids? That's
Yeah,
a
I don't know.
long commitment.
It's a tough one, man.
People don't look at what the runtime for a movie is before they go in to see it, though.
I think it's going to do okay, but I don't think it's going to be the hit they were hoping it was going to be.
Okay, that might be the only thing I would look up, even if I wasn't doing this for work, is like, how long am I going to be in the theater? Because 2.5 hours is already pushing too long for me.
Most people don't even watch a trailer for something before they buy tickets to see it.
Plus, they now it's like a half hour before the movie starts.
Yeah.
It's like really long, those trailers, for a 3.5 hour movie or whatever it is.
We will have to wait and see if Cynthia's actions hurt her ability to score at the box office here.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.